With it officially being 2022, a new Call of Duty game is right round the corner. Well, it's actually about 10-11 months away, but it's gonna fly by. And next thing you know, Call of Duty 2022 by Infinity Ward will be released. We're expecting an incredible campaign, multiplayer, Warzone integration, but the most interesting thing for me is a rumored new third mode replacing Treyarch Zombies. And in this video, we're going to be discussing everything that's been rumored about this mode so far, breaking it all down so you're in the know for what could be a really exciting new mode. Now, it goes without saying, but discussing rumors about a game that is still 10 to 11 months away in active development should be taken with a big grain of salt, as with anything, things can change, and there is a chance that the information that has been shared by insiders might not be accurate whatsoever. Nevertheless, as we jump into things, I'd love to know your thoughts on this down below in the comments. If you'd like to see something like this, make sure to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Big thank you to the sponsor of the channel, G Fuel, for sponsoring today's video. Perfect companion for a long session of gaming. There's tons of amazing flavors. You can use code DALAK at checkout for a discount. Jumping into things, the sources for the information in this video come from two credible insiders on Twitter. The first being Tom Henderson, who we've spoken about a few times before on the channel, has a very credible background, and another Twitter user called Ralph's Val, who's a more recent insider appearing on Twitter, revealing a lot of details over the last few months. Now, the rumors first began about this new third mode a few months ago, where Tom Henderson revealed on Twitter that the third mode is currently called the DMZ. Now, according to him, it's not clear whether this is the code name for the mode or not, but this is supposedly Modern Warfare 2's take on Escape From Tarkov. Well, in the past year, that game has taken the world by storm as a hardcore realistic online FPS with MMO features where you join matches called raids, where you fight other real players for loot and aim to survive and escape. And if you die, it results in the loss of all the items you used and found during that raid. It's a very punishing but rewarding gameplay loop, and I'm not surprised that Infinity Ward want to take inspiration from it. Now, this mode apparently won't be existing along with Spec Ops. This will be replacing Spec Ops entirely, which is probably for the better, as I feel Spec Ops in Modern Warfare 2019 was just an idea that was so ambitious that Infinity Ward just couldn't deliver on their vision. What we got instead was a pretty disappointing mode which players played only once and never went back to. This aims to be very, very different, and the objective is to accumulate loot within several separate maps before successfully extracting. Initially described in November as plundering through abandoned homes, buildings, vehicles, crates, and corpses, with the architecture of each map varying between large landmass and districts to claustrophobic shanty towns and dimly lit one-on-one scaled corridors. A week or so ago, he updated this with the DMZ mode being described as an open world title, a procedurally generated world with varied missions and AI, weather, and events, which on paper sounds absolutely incredible. In response to people questioning what procedurally generated world would mean for COD 2022, Ralph says the term procedural isn't as mosaic as it's being made out to be. Procedural systems are conceivably simple, generating terrain, content, and whatever contextually and creatively sensible for the game's intended vision, and clarifies that Warzone and Outbreak were procedurally generated titles, meaning that the map isn't necessarily procedurally generated, but other systems within the map such as events, weather, and loot will be procedurally generated. Now, according to both Ralph's Valve and Tom Henderson, the area in the DMZ mode is made up of maps from the original Modern Warfare 2, which will act as points of interest, including Favela, Terminal, High Rise, Shipment, and Quarry. Now, that sounds absolutely amazing, and if this game does share the same name as 2009's Modern Warfare 2, then I would expect there to be some callbacks. According to Ralph, there are a number of extraction points layered across each map. Provided the player meets the list of requirements, you can have the option to withdraw, otherwise known as escaping, and upon doing so, you will secure all the loot acquired during the raid. And this is certainly a risk-reward mode where combat is imperative, as valuable items are found on the backs of others. But if you're killed, you'll likely lose all the items which you originally entered the map with. And we've got to think long-term with this mode. What is the long-term objectives of this mode, which we aren't quite sure of yet, but there is an economy system, which is rumored to be a cross between all player and AI dealer trade agreements, which will work on a offer basis, allowing each merchant to set up complex deals for others to take part in. The gunsmith will apparently feature on a point-based purchase system where attachments and caliber are bought through a currency structure, with those points earned directly from gameplay. On the topic of gameplay, all that's described so far is that the movement will be considerably slower than normal, there will be a large emphasis on armor, and your loadout will be very important. I just think it's really fascinating that the rumored map for this DMZ mode is being made first and foremost for it containing all of these throwback Modern Warfare 2 maps, then a month or so down the line from release, will be integrated into Warzone as the new Warzone map. It's not like we're going to be seeing Verdansk remastered or remade. It's going to be a brand new map made just for this mode and then will be ported over to Warzone. And if this is the case, and I think it's actually very important, because then we're getting a shared experience of the map between both modes, meaning that people that just play Warzone might naturally be more interested in checking out the mode because it has a map that they're familiar with, meaning that the game mode would get more players, the player base would be more active, it would be bigger, and if this is successful, then it's a chance that we could have a totally new third mode that would be specific to Infinity Ward's DNA. Looking at the situation with Vanguard Zombies development, maybe sometimes getting zombies every single year from all the studios, or even zombies from Treyarch every single year, even when it's not their game, might not always be a good thing. To me, if this mode does end up happening, I feel it's going to give zombies a fantastic break, so people will be rejuvenated, excited again for zombies when Treyarch return with a new Black Ops game. And for the sake of Call of Duty Zombies as a whole, I think it would do it some good having a break. Now, I might be biased here and in the 1%, but I would love to see Infinity Ward try Extinction mode again. Just something like that that's a unique co-op survival mode. I'd love to see it, but obviously they got their eyes set on bigger things here. Now, according to Ralph back in November, this mode is going to have between 20 and 35 players, which doesn't sound like a lot. Because it's going to be such a tense, hardcore experience, I think that might be the perfect balance of players, but obviously only time will tell. Interestingly as well, there are apparently no plans for this to be a free-to-play experience. This is purely going to be part of the paid experience of COD 2022, but who knows what could happen down the line. Like, if Zombies ever was to go free-to-play, then that would be absolutely insane. But I've got to be honest, by the sounds of this so far, this sounds really, really promising. I think as well, specifically Modern Warfare over, say, Black Ops or Vanguard, this mode sounds like it suits Modern Warfare. Like, imagine an open world that was set at night, so you had to use night vision goggles and you're storming buildings like the Clean House mission, but there are real other players in that building that you have to fight against that could also be doing the same thing at any time. I really like the sound of this, but I want to know from you guys in the comment section below what you think of the idea of this game mode. Does this sound like something up your street, something that you would give a go, that you'd be probably interested in getting addicted to, or is this something which just does not sound at all appealing to you and you'd rather they go down the route of having some sort of AI survival mode like Zombies or something like Extinction? Love to know your thoughts down below. If you want to check out both Tom Henderson and Ralph's Valve on Twitter, I'll leave their links in the video's description. Drop them a follow so you can keep yourself up to date on the latest when it comes to leaks and rumors for COD. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, be sure to subscribe to the channel and also drop a thumbs up as well. You can catch my previous video on your screen right now, and if you click that, I'll be there to join you in just a few moments.